Hey y'all, so let's see how long I can go live before Tyler takeover. Let's see how long this can actually last. But I'm just going on here because I had a client the other day. Hopefully y'all can see me. It is so sunny out here. And don't mind my hat and my hair because my hair got a whole mood going on right now. So but I had a client the other day that asked me a really deep question, and it's really had me thinking. So with all sincerity, she asked, so can you please tell me why black people or the black community don't acknowledge emotional abuse? And so I kind of knew what she meant. A lot of things that happens in black families that people make excuses for, and they just think that it's okay. So, I just wanted to get on here and be clear. I just want to get on here and be clear about what abuse is. But let me tell you what I told her first. So I told her that, I think that because historically, for generations, black people have been subject to all type of abuse, just all across the board. Verbal, emotional, sexual, financial, all of it, and it's still going on now. And so, from generation to generation, I think unfortunately that gets passed down. Some of those negative behaviors are passed down, and I don't think all the time is conscious, but I think that this is just what it is. And I think that because of the systemic abuse and things like that, a lot of black families, feel that they have to raise their children so that, well, I got to make you tough because the world is even tougher. Toughen up, don't be so sensitive. The world is nice, etc. And that's not right, but they're correct that the world is tough, but it still doesn't give an excuse for the abuse that happens. So, just to be clear, the name calling that happens, the threats that happens in families, the just the ridicule, the criticism, the manipulation, I'm your mom or I'm your dad or I'm your cousin or whoever, and this is just what's supposed to be acceptable, and it's not. We still call it what it is, and toxic is toxic, abuse is abuse, whether they are family or not. It's not just in intimate relationships, it's definitely in family as well. And unfortunately, a lot of families really do make excuses for their abusive behavior. Oh, that's just, my sister, that's just how she is. Oh, that's just uncle such and such, how they get when they drink. That's just how my mom is, but I can't stop talking to them because they're family. And that's very well your choice, but at the end of the day, let's not make excuses for it. Let's call a spade, and let's call it what it is, abuse. And a lot of families wonder why anxiety runs in the family, depression runs in the family, low self-esteem, or people walking around with low self-esteem, and it runs in the family because everybody is in the same negative, abusive environments, and you're passing it on from the next generation. It doesn't have to. Those things can be addressed, and if you are bold enough or love yourself enough to set boundaries, even with the people that you love dearly, you can overcome a lot of those things. But, I know a lot of people suffer with guilt and saying, well, this is family, and you're supposed to put up with it. You're supposed to just accept it because this is how this person is. And no, because no one is responsible for your happiness but you. No one is responsible for keeping you healthy but you. And at the end of the day, if you're given a choice to choose to keep toxic people in your life, then just know that there are consequences. And so, I understand, where it can come from. I understand, and I really don't think it's just a black thing, but I think it, runs across, a lot of other cultures as well. But yeah, it's not just physical abuse is abuse. It's not just sexual abuse is abuse. There is emotional and verbal abuse. Those nicknames that we give our relatives that they really hate, fatso or fatty and chunky and all those other names, contribute to a lot of emotional instability and a lot of, mental illnesses. And so we got to do better, y'all. Like, we can't keep making excuses just because we've known people for forever, or because, we grew up with them, or because they're in our same household. And you can make excuses if you want, but just know that it does come with a price. So, I just thought that was really a good question that she asked. And, all of the things that we went over together about what abuse is, she's like, that's every day in my family. And so it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to face. It's a hard reality. But just know that you are in control. And for those that, as adults, you're in control of the toxic people in your life, but children don't have that same freedom. They don't have that same option. So, for all the parents out there, you really have to do better. Like, kids are just stuck. So, if you want better, you have to do better. You have to acknowledge it, face it, and just change, So, I just wanted to put that out there for y'all. And seems like toddler takeover is happening right now. So, love you all and talk to you soon.